And this may happen more often than we may think. Young kids forgotten and locked in cars. Texas leads the nation in fatalities. As our own Foti Kalergis tells us, the #1 reason, being distracted.
March 8th, a 6-month-old girl is left in her child's seat, unable to escape the deadly heat inside a car.
The child had been left in the vehicle all day.
Her mother, a graphic artist at the New Braunfels newspaper, says she forgot her daughter in the car, worked all day, only to discover the toddler 9 hours later.
She was getting into her car and looked back and saw the child was still in the child seat in the back seat.
There was nothing anyone could do. The little girl was the first child in the country this year to die in a hot car.
To be honest with you, I just don't understand it.
The truth is, locksmith Morris Lyles with Papa-Lock sees near misses way too often.
In Austin alone, 5 or 6 a day. I mean, in San Antonio, it's in the range of up to 20 a day.
You heard right, 5 or 6 a day in Austin. Parents locking their keys in the car along with their children.
Last year was the worst year on record for the number of deaths of children left unattended in a car.
The issue is now being taken to the steps of the state capitol. Safe Kids' John Formisano says Texas leads the country in these types of tragedies. The organization set up a demo outside the Capitol Tuesday. This Chevy sedan was parked in the shade. Within half an hour on an Austin spring day, the temperature inside the car reached to deadly levels, far beyond 100 degrees.
To say this can't happen to you is to ignore this problem. These are senseless tragedies that can be avoided, they can be stopped, but it's going to take a lot of us to get involved with it.
According to Safe Kids, 51% of children who have died were forgotten by their caregiver. 30% were playing in an unattended vehicle, while 17% were left intentionally, and 1% had unknown circumstances.
I can honestly say I haven't done that. Locked my keys in, but I haven't forgot my kid in it.
Morris says he's now teamed up with Safe Kids to spread the message to everyone. Mistakes can become tragedies, and most importantly, it can all be prevented.
That was our own Foti Kalergis. There are some ways to prevent all of this. Create a reminder for yourself, like leaving your purse or cell phone next to the car seat so you remember your child. Experts are asking the public, be aware if you see a child in an unattended vehicle, call 911.
Texas Safe Kids says nearly 50 children in the United States died from heat stroke last year after being left in vehicles. Last week, we brought you a story out of New Braunfels about an infant who died after being left in her mother's car for 9 hours. Her mother says she forgot to drop off her daughter at the daycare that morning. In 2010, DPS reports more children died in Texas by being left in a car than any other state. Texas Safe Kids says one thing parents can do to try to prevent these tragedies is set a reminder in their phone to drop their child off at daycare, especially if it's not part of your routine.
In your day ahead today, a new campaign will be announced to help reduce the number of children who die after being left alone in cars. Last year, 49 children in the U.S. died from heat stroke in unattended vehicles. Organizers with something called Safe Kids USA says that's the worst year on record.